Oh, the sun's just come back
Yeah.
out.
I know, it's reflecting here as well.
All right, we're back. We're back. Hello,
You're
everybody.
kind of giving like Careless Whisper or something like that, or what's
Andrew,
it?
I'm not going to start
George
singing to you.
Michael
All right,
video
no
in the 80s.
one wants that. I can't believe as well. Nick thought I'd booted him from my channel. I've had enough of him now.
I'll tell you what it was. My banish, as you saw, was music snobs, but I called them music fascists. So because I put fascist in, it was yeah.
I've probably got a list of banned words on the channel from like ChatGPT of all like swear words and like, you know, all these words that people can't say. So that's why. So I'm glad you're not banned.
Welcome, James, by the way. Good to see you, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing really good. It was good to catch up with you guys as always at the Open this year. I think we all established we're probably a bit lightweight compared to what we used to be. Because when we're having a chat, we're all like, oh, we should stay out, but we want to go home. And I was ready to go after the pub. And Brum Reseller dragged me to the casino and the rest of it. And I wish I went home and had a hot chocolate like you guys. But yeah, it's always good to catch up.
Yeah, it was. There was so many. It was like a YouTubers convention, really, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Everybody was there. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was like the biggest meetup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was really good.
That was great. So obviously we are here to raise funds for the Stroke Association in memory of our good friend Stephen. Did you come across Stephen? Did you speak to him at all?
I hadn't spoken to him personally, but obviously watching you guys, and I think it was from the previous like live streams you had done where you'd done similar to this, where I saw him in the chat moderating and I saw him on the streams and stuff as well. So I knew of him but didn't know him personally. And I obviously tune into your live, and when you spoke about in the live, it's heartbreaking because something like a stroke, and as I said in my chat, it's affected me before. My nan had a stroke and then she ended up with like permanent care before she passed away as well. So I think it's one of the things that affects a lot of people. It's similar to like cancer in a way, you know, it doesn't hit you until it hits you. But I think this is fantastic. And as I said, like, fair play to Lainey for the organising. I know you guys do a lot of this stuff as well. I speak to Lainey the other day on Instagram and I said, like, you should be so proud trying to organise everyone with time slots. Because you know how we are as resellers, we're not organised and we're like, oh, I probably could do that time, I'll let you know. And she's done so well.
Yeah, we're a bit like herding cats, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, organising resellers, and we will crop up a lot because there have been people back out, and that's understandable. And some people just dropped out for various reasons. So we're kind of filling in gaps all day, which is going to be interesting. But for this section, I thought we'd just take it down a notch, and we're just going to have a chat about this very platform that we're on. And I'll ask you some questions and get your views on YouTube and how much it's affected your life, and the fact that I can't remember a time YouTube wasn't a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And it's been life-changing for us. What's your experience been with YouTube, and how did you get into YouTube in the first place?
Yeah, so I've had a funny experience with YouTube. I'm very much like a roller coaster with it. That's how I describe myself with YouTube. I'm all in at one point, then I'm kind of in, then I'm completely out, and I don't want to do it, and then I'm back in. So yeah, what for me was, I mean, to start off with like the reselling journey, I worked in a full-time recruitment job, and I came across you guys. It was C, and it was George Ross as well. And I think it was you guys who first come up on my algorithm, and I wasn't searching resellers. I don't know what made you guys pop up. And I watched your videos and I was like, what do you mean these two people can do this full time? They earn a living doing it. They go to car boot sales and other places and buy stuff and sell it online. Like I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know you could do it full time. And then I started watching your videos, then George and C come up and I started watching their video. I thought, oh, okay, this has got some legs in it there. So when I was made redundant, I went full time doing it based on inspiration from you guys and saying, look, if they can do it, like everyone can go out and do it. You just got to learn the knowledge, etc., etc. And YouTube was never on my radar until I had a chat with Mel back from Burnout. And she says, have you thought about doing a channel? And I was like, well, I just don't think anyone would be interested. And she was like, just give it a go. Worst thing you can do is not do it. You can put out a few videos. If no one watches, guess what? You can delete your channel, pretend it never happened, and carry on in your life. And I put out a few videos and I really enjoyed it, really started to build a community, really enjoyed talking about the reselling side. And then I've gone through like the ups and downs with like really enjoying it to really disliking it, just want to focus on the business, etc., etc. And where I am now on my up and down is I'm probably back into it now. I started yesterday a new series, which the reason I'm doing it is to give me the passion to get back to a bit of a regular posting schedule with the channel. So we're doing a £0 to £10,000 challenge on the channel. So picking up the first item yesterday, I've got it here, a bike saddle, don't know anything about it. So I'm doing this challenge really for me in a selfish way to get excited about the reselling content again as well. And on the side of that, I've got the true crime channel, which I'm still working on. But like I'm sure when you saw Simon, you're speaking to him, he's trying to manage everything. He's trying to manage eBay, Life, YouTube. So it's a bit of a juggling act as well. But I would say right now, today, my passion is really up there for YouTube. But in 6 months' time, Nick, you might speak to me and I might say, oh, Nick, I'm not enjoying it again. But I'm like that.
Mate, I totally understand that. I'm throwing everything at it at the moment and really enjoying just putting out short videos and daily content. But how long that works, speaking of mail, I may burn out at some point with that.
Well, for instance, last night, because we were trying to organise, you know, we're always last minute, trying to last minute organise all of this. And then you're like, oh my God, I need to go and do the packaging. So you went downstairs and did the packaging. Then you went, oh, and now I need to do my video. And it's like 2 a.m. at this point.
Yeah, I wanted to get the video out of going up to London to give George his award and get that out nice and quick. I still haven't plowed through the footage. We went up to Simon's recently and saw his space. So I've got loads of footage from there to plow through. There was
a fantastic camera woman.
Yeah. Oh, was you a cameraman? Was you, Andrew? You went to Simon's and you were in charge of the camera work.
I was.
Yeah. But yeah, YouTube fascinates me. I genuinely can't really remember a time when it wasn't a huge part of my life. Not just putting out the content, but using it. I watch way more YouTube than anything now.
Yeah, I think
use
Mark
it.
said that a minute ago.
Yeah, people in the chat saying they watch more YouTube than TV.
Yeah,
and it's really hard to imagine a time without this. This is a resource. I use it for entertainment. I use it a lot for learning, not particularly reselling these days, but anything else.
Yes.
You can go on there. You need to fix something. You need to learn how to sort out a problem with your computer, whatever it is. I use it for that all the time. I use it for inspiration. You name it. It's YouTube is my go-to. Music all the time for music, discovering new music, old TV clips, anything, you name it, it's on there. It's such an incredible resource, and it is bigger than legacy media now. It's the biggest platform in the world.
Yeah, if I'm listing, I tend to put YouTube on rather than the radio.
Same.
What I like about it with YouTube as well is it's slightly different to TV, because with TV you kind of have to say, oh, what do I fancy watching? And Leanne and I will sit down of an evening, 7 o'clock, and we'll say, let's find something to watch on Netflix. And it could be 8:30 until we actually decide something we want to watch. We both want to watch it. It's kind of, do you want to watch this? No. Do you want to watch this? No. And I think the great thing about YouTube is what you're saying there about the algorithm. You see the stuff you normally watch, but then there'll be sometimes 1 or 2 things that pop up that just, oh, okay, that's interesting. I've never thought of that before. And I think that's what happened with you guys, with me, from the reselling perspective. Because I might have been watching videos on like recruitment or business growth or something like that, and then you guys have popped up in there and it caught my interest. So yeah, I think YouTube's great for recommending stuff that sometimes I think it's great for recommending stuff that you didn't know you need until you start watching it. And that's my journey into reselling, because I didn't know I needed to do this or I wanted to do it until your faces and George's face popped up, and I thought, oh, okay, this is a thing.
Yeah. It's funny because what I follow or what I'm into changes over time. And for since the Ukraine war has been a thing, I have been obsessed with following the day-to-day on that. I've never been more involved in a conflict, not in a negative way, in a, you know, we need to back Ukraine. I won't go into the politics of it, but YouTube is an incredible resource. I follow channels of people that are in Ukraine, they're seeing it firsthand. And I've never been more involved in something like that, and that's all through YouTube. The mainstream news gives you virtually nothing.
No.
Virtually nothing. And when you do see it, it's such a cursory idea of what's actually going on the ground. And to have these first-hand accounts, it's almost too much, really. I should take a step back.
You should, because you get yourself stressed about it.
You get engrossed in the content. No, that's the thing with YouTube, because I'm the same, Nick. Like I watch a lot of like the auditors on YouTube now, the likes of Charlie Veach, and there's some other people who are actually like in the streets and showing you what's really happening. You don't see that stuff. You're right. On mainstream news, they don't show you all that stuff. And so you can become super engrossed, where you believe, again, it's believing everything you see. That must be gospel, you know? So.
Yeah, 100%. But then going back to us creating it, I'm almost evangelical sometimes about YouTube, to try and get people to just jump in and have a go, because it's like, oh, I've got people say, oh, I've got nothing to share. And I said, well, what are you into? And they list a whole load of things you're into. And I said, well, there's 3 channel ideas, because it honestly doesn't matter what you're into. I follow channels as diverse as people fixing electronics, people mudlarking, you know, people, you name it, there's a channel and there's a niche. Because if you just put yourself out there, you will eventually find your people, like we did with yourself and others, right? And you found this. You have followers that will, I'm sure, message you and say how much your channel helps them.
Sure.
It's just amazing. It's a resource that I just can't say enough positive things about YouTube, how it's affected me, my own confidence, all of that stuff I've got from putting myself out there on YouTube. And I could never have imagined making that first weird decision 11 years ago to share what I was doing. And now here we are. Today's a great example. There's going to be 20, 30 different people coming on that we know, most of them personally, through YouTube. We wouldn't have known Stephen without YouTube, yourself, many others. Mel in Australia is a great example.
Of course. And it's really weird, and I think everyone has that imposter syndrome, especially at the start. And funny enough, Nick, I went back, and I don't know what made me do it. I went back and watched your first video the other day, and I watched your first video because I like watching my first, and I think it came from the fact of Mel, when Mel speaks to other people, because everyone's always got that block to say, I'm not interested enough, no one's going to want to hear from me, what can I offer? I'm not making the most money on eBay. That's one I hear a lot. You know, how can I come and talk about eBay when I'm not making the most money? And then Mel always says, go and watch my first video. And I think that encouraged me to go and watch your first video. I watched George's first video as well. And it's so funny to see how people's confidence just comes naturally from the more they put out. And George is a great example. When I met George at the car boot, he's very introverted, George, and he was very introverted when I met him. And then I saw him at the Open, and I was like, wow, even in the space of a year, like, for you to come to this event, you put yourself out there, you can see you've gained more confidence. So yeah, I'm all for it. For anyone who's thinking about starting it, I always say, just give it a go, because there's stuff that everyone can offer. You don't have to be the #1 reseller. You could be the worst reseller. There's a market for someone who's the worst reseller as well. So yeah, I always encourage people to just try it.
We heard something, I think today, somebody said that everything you want is on the other side of the cringe.
That was Angela, wasn't it?
Was it Angela today? And that has resonated so hard with me. I hated watching myself back or listening to myself. I still don't particularly like it, but get over that.
Yeah.
And it opens doors. It introduces you to like-minded people. YouTube has opened doors for us with business opportunities, connections with eBay that wouldn't have been there without YouTube, for sure. It's helped our business. It's all been positive. I'm not saying it's not difficult sometimes, but it's all been positive.
And as Susan says, and you've met some lovely people like me.
Lovely people like Susan. Without YouTube, we wouldn't have met Susan. There you go.
And Luke says the finding your people is probably the best thing about my YouTube journey so far.
Exactly, Luke. Yeah.
Heather says, oh, my lovely tribe. And George said, it's a great community. And I've just seen that Karin's popped in as well. Hello, Karin. So, yeah, we've made some fantastic friends just from doing YouTube, which we never could have foreseen. You know, lifetime friends.
Yeah, which is a big part of why I say just give it a go, because I don't know how it would affect some, what could come of it for somebody else, but it's always positive. We've all got these little stories of connections we've made, friends we've made, lifelong friends that we've made from this.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, jump in, get over the cringe and do it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's hard for a lot of people to get over that cringe, because we all feel that cringe moment. Like you say there, I still sometimes watch the videos back and I'm like, oh, you said that word slightly wrong. And you're like, oh, I've got to edit it out. I'm too much in my video. It's just you. And I think the more natural you can be. And what's helped me with that is when I do my walk and talk videos, because I don't edit the videos. And that's really helped me get over the whole thing of, if I make a mistake, I make a mistake. I said the word wrong, it doesn't matter. But I think sometimes you could be so caught up with wanting to be perfection, it can stop you releasing content, which is a real hindrance. It's been a hindrance to me, where I'm like, the video is not perfect, so let me not release it, where you end up releasing it and it turns out to be one of your best videos.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember in the early days of you struggling with that exact thing, I used to say, Andrea, stop editing the human out of it.
Yes.
Right, because you can edit it and try and make it perfect, and you just come across him like a robot then, because you've edited out all your mistakes and all your personality.
Yeah.
Well, I went through a phase of when I screwed up, I would cut that bit out and put it at the start with me screwing everything up.
Yes.
It's a great intro, right?
People enjoy the outtakes. Yeah, people enjoy the out. I remember, I think Ricky used to do that quite a bit as well. He would put a lot of his outtakes at the end of the video. Yeah. And that's another good way to get people to stay and watch till the end, because they want to see all the mistakes you made. They want to see all the cuts, all the times you're swearing at yourself because you've done this wrong as well. But the people I relate with the most on YouTube are the people who are just themselves. And like when you meet them in person, they're no different. You go up to you, meet them in person, you're like, yeah, you're just like, I'm watching you on YouTube. You don't change at all. And I saw you guys go to the event. I loved the video you done the other day with the event for the winners the other day. I was so pleased for not just George, but the other winners as well. And so it's really good to see eBay looking after the sellers a bit more from an event perspective. I know there's always the gripe about buyer protection, seller protection. We don't get enough of it. We get let down from eBay that someone's returned an item and it wasn't 40 and it said it was. But I think from a community perspective, I think eBay's putting a lot of time in to actually care about us sellers a bit more.
Yeah, I think they're turning some corners, and they are trying. And it's interesting as well with eBay. If you go up to the eBay Open, you do suddenly realize they're just people trying their best to make it work. They know they're failing in some aspects and that they need lots of work and improvement, but they're just people working really hard to try and make it right. And that really helps. But yeah, it was a great night.
Yeah, it was really good.
And what I want to say about that as well, sometimes people get the wrong idea that we're kind of, sucking up to eBay kind of thing. Whenever we see eBay, people high up in eBay, the first thing they ask us is, what's going wrong? What can we improve? Tell us all the problems. That's all they want from us.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want us to sugarcoat anything.
They want realistic feedback.
But I'd rather them ask the sellers, like you guys, the sellers, what is going wrong with the platform, compared to all sitting in an office together and just deciding between themselves, and they might not be selling. So to ask people like you, and you hear it probably the most from the community, because when you do your live shows, you talk about it, you probably get comments about it, and there's stuff you can relay back. So yeah, I never see it as sucking up. I actually think it's a good thing, because you guys could push forward changes that we're all asking for. You're the spokespeople for the sellers a lot of the time, which is great.
Well, we had our year on the Seller Council, which has come to an end now, but we tried to implement some positive change. See how far we get with that. But yeah, our year is done on the Seller Council now. It's all over. But we still have a few connections where we can feed stuff back, so we'll keep doing it.
We are coming up to 22.
Blimey!
So we're going to be joining Matt, who is the reseller geek, who was also at the Top Seller show that we've just been talking about.
Yeah.
So you've got he's actually sent me the link as well, but you've got the link, haven't you?
Okay. Right. So we are off to Matt shortly. Thanks so much, James. Keep watching. We'll speak soon.
All right, cool. I'll jump over as well.
Right. We'll see everybody there in a minute.
Cheers. Bye. Got to end the stream this time.
Yeah, make sure you end it, Nick.
Cheers, mate.
See you.